my shame when I call your name. So please don't set me free. I'm as heavy as can be. I will do you harm. I will break my arm. I'm a victim of your charms. I want to be dead when I'm in bed. I can be so mean, you can't beat me. I would like to shame you, I would like to blame you, just because of my love to you. And love itself is just as innocent as roses in May. I know nothing can drive it away. Though love itself is just as brief as a candle in the wind, but it's really just like sin. Alone, but sane. I am a love suicide, 'cause love itself is just as brief as a candle in the wind. It is pure white, just like sea. But sane, I am a love suicide, 'cause love itself is just as innocent as roses in May. It is pure white, just like sea.
Well, 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 well. It seems we've come upon a time where we're reviewing a little thing about puppets, huh? I'm gonna need some gum for this one. Hi guys! I popped open a little container of gum. If you couldn't tell, that's what I was doing. Hello! Hi everybody! Oh my god, it's been 84 years. No, I'm kidding. It's been a week. I hope you all are doing well. I'm sorry I didn't stream last week. I took a little break because I needed to get adjusted to a new schedule for school. And also I just wanted to take like a week off to rest before school. So I'm adjusted now. Puppy pets, yes. So I'm adjusted now. Sorry if you occasionally hear me smacking my gum. I apologize. I don't like making mouth noises. But Sometimes it happens because I'm chewing gum, because it's a stress reliever. So, hello. Hi. I hope you all are doing well. Yes, this stream, I went all out for this stream. But before we get into the meat and potatoes of what we're doing today, there's some very important things I need to talk with you all about. Just some general stuff. Well, just some things to talk about that have happened in the past week that I believe are very important, that I want to go over. So first thing is on the 22nd of March, it marked the beginning of Ramadan. So for those of you who celebrate Ramadan, Ramadan Mubarak, and I hope you have a fantastic 30 days. If you aren't aware of what Ramadan is, I highly suggest you go and look it up for yourself. It's celebrated for 30 days. I think it goes on till some point in April. I think mid to the end of April. But yes, Ramadan Mubarak. I hope you have a fantastic 30 days, and I hope all goes well for you. I'm sending you all of my love. I love you guys very, very much. So, second order of business is a lot more serious. I've put a lot of links in the description below that you're gonna see right before all the usual information that I put for, links to, like, the creators and stuff that we talk about in these streams. So, I'm gonna read what I put in the Discord for this. I was alerted of this on the 26th. It's now the 1st. So this is a very time-sensitive issue. So I'm going to read near verbatim what I've put and also break down a few things. So bear with me here. So I put, in the next 80 days, the United States Supreme Court is set to overturn the ICWA, which stands for the Indian Child Welfare Act. We cannot let this happen. Indigenous children deserve to stay with their parents and not be sent away to white Christian homes. The act is extremely important to the Indigenous community as it protects them by protecting their children. I've linked a thread I've seen floating around in the description. It was written by an Indigenous person that has links for places to donate and sign petitions to keep the ICWA in place. Make your voices heard. Do not let this act become overturned. So if you don't know what the ICWA is, I said it before, it stands for the Indian Child Welfare Act. But if you don't know what it is in general, I have linked below also some websites that talk about what exactly the act is. But I'm going to read a little brief blurb from the National Indian Child Welfare Association's website about what they say regarding the ICWA. So they put, the Indian Child Welfare Act, or the ICWA, was enacted in 1978 in response to a crisis affecting American Indian and Alaskan Native children, families, and tribes. Studies revealed that large numbers of Native children were being separated from their families, extended families, and communities by state child welfare and private adoption agencies. In fact, research found that 25 to 35% of all Native children were being removed. Of these, 85% were placed outside of their families and communities, even when fit and willing relatives were available. Congressional testimony documented the devastating impact this was having upon Native children, families, and tribes. The intent of Congress under ICWA was to, quote, protect the best interests of Indian children and to promote the stability and security of Indian tribes and families, end quote. The ICWA sets federal requirements that apply to state child custody proceedings involving an Indian child who is a member of or eligible for membership in a federally recognized tribe. So, the act is essentially put in place to protect Indigenous children from being taken away from their homes with their biological parents and getting sent away to families that aren't theirs, essentially. Lawmakers don't be horrifically evil, challenge impossible. Exactly so. So, this issue is very time sensitive because when I received word of this, it was at 80 days. It's the first now, I believe it's 75 to 74 days now that the act will be overturned. So please go to the description below and read more about the ICWA and what it is, become informed about it, and then also go to some of the petitions that I have put down below that are being hosted by Indigenous tribes to sign so that you can make sure that the ICWA stays in place. I've also linked the thread, as I said below, that I saw that was written by an Indigenous person who linked a TikTok that explained what was going on, and also has a bunch more links than I could put in the description of petitions and articles for you to sign and look at regarding the ICWA. I just wanted to talk about this because this is extremely important, and if the ICWA does get overturned, then this could cause a lot more issues regarding Indigenous rights for Indigenous people and tribes, and I would absolutely hate if there were more rights getting taken away from Indigenous people. So please, 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 this is very, very, very important. This is the one time I will make a plea with my audience, whether you're watching the VOD or you're watching this live. I beg of you to go into the description and sign these petitions. Donate if you are able to. Spread the word about this. Especially if you're outside of the US. I know a lot of people outside of the US can't sign these petitions. So spread the word outside as well, because who knows how far this could spread. You never know with these types of things. But this is a very important issue that's happening within the US. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up and talk about it. Thank you for listening, and hopefully I hope that this act doesn't get overturned, because I've read a lot about the ICWA. I've been keeping track of this since I heard the possibility of it getting overturned about, several months ago now. I think it was like October or so I think I first heard about it. Maybe sooner, maybe later. So yeah, I thank you for listening, and you just, we can't let this happen. Alright, so transition into the next thing. Speaking of transition, I know that was really heavy. I don't know how to properly transition from talking about that to the next thing, but I just wanted to thank you all again. I know I said thank you a million times, but thank you. This is the last thing I'm gonna touch on, and then we're gonna move on into our little thing with puppets. So, last thing, I believe it was yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Let me double check on this really quickly. Yes, it was yesterday. So yesterday was Trans Day of Visibility, which is, I believe it's a day of awareness to... it's like a meme with a bunch of us, trans kids and people. It's like, oh, we're visible for the one day out of the year. But, no, I think it's to raise awareness of, trans rights and, all the stuff that's going on with, trans legislature. But I just wanted to wish you all a happy Trans Day of Visibility, because trans people are cool. We're all super cool. Yeah. Thank you all for listening to those very important little announcements, especially the one about the ICWA. That one was the most important one I wanted to get across in this stream. I just could not let that one slip under the rug. So, like I said before, please do follow the links in the description and do your part in signing petitions and donating and just spreading the word about what's going on. So, now we are going to talk about a little trip down to the neighborhood, but I got a little surprise for you guys. I got a little surprise that I've been brewing up this whole week, Are you ready? Are you guys ready to see this? Are you ready? Bam! Look at me, I'm a puppet, guys! I puppified myself. Wait, that doesn't sound right. I puppetified myself. There we go. So, as you can tell from the title of the stream, we are going to be talking about and looking at Welcome Home, which is the newest ARG and unfiction series to hit the mainstream. Not that I'm saying it's new regarding its existence, because it's been around for a while now. Probably since, I think Clown said 2018. So it's been around for a while, but it's just recently gotten an explosion in popularity as of late. And so I've taken it upon myself as an aficionado of said material to come to you all with some theories and talk about this wild ride that we took down to the neighborhood, huh? Oh, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be so fun. You have no idea how long I've been wanting to talk about Welcome Home. You have no idea, because for so long I have had the concept of Welcome Home bouncing in my brain, and I never thought that I would see a website for it. That's the thing that caught me off guard. Not that it's like blown up in popularity, but that there's a website for it. Because I thought it was still on Clown's Tumblr. I did, because I hadn't been keeping up with Clown for so long, who, by the way, Clown is the creator of Welcome Home. So, well, we'll talk about him in a moment, but that's what I mean when I say Clown. Creator of Welcome Home. But that was a really loud clap. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. I saw that on the audio. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay, but I'm rubbing my little hands together. So I need to let you guys know, like, how it came to my personal attention that Welcome Home like blew up the way it did. So I was just sitting on the couch one morning. I was like half awake, and excuse me. I was half awake and I was waking up, and like lately, I haven't been wanting to read a lot, so I just kind of sit on the couch in the mornings and just browse YouTube. And usually I wake up in the morning to my girlfriend sending me like a meme late in the night when I've already gone to bed. But I got a Discord message from somebody that I hadn't messaged or like heard from in so long. And they sent me a link to a Nightmind video, and they said, "Hey, have you like heard of this? I think it would be right up your alley." And it was a video to Nightmind's video of Welcome Home. I was baffled. Like, you have no idea. I was baffled when I saw that. I was like, what? What do you mean Nightmind made a video on goddamn Welcome Home? What? Like, I was speechless. I was like, what? Am I dreaming? What parallel universe am I living in where Nightmind, of all people, is covering Welcome Home? So, let me show you a little something here. I watched the video, and I watched the subsequent follow-up video as well. I've watched both of his videos on him. So let me show you a little something here. Where is the thing? Where's my window capture? There it is. So, this is Nightmind's YouTube channel, right? It's been 11 days, and the videos have 1.2 million views. 1.2 million views. I don't think you guys understand the gravity of that. 1.2 million. It blew up really fast. And only in 11 days. That's not even 2 weeks. it's been a week and some change. That's how long it's been. And then the follow-up video, he did a stream like the day after the video went live. It doesn't have as many views as like the original video, but it's still quite a hefty amount of views. Considering what his view counts have been as of late, with only a few videos here and there blowing up, his last video that ever breached 1 million views, or close to 1 million views, was his video on Kane Pixels' The Backrooms series. Like, and that was a year ago. So, like, it just seemed to resonate with people. And another thing, too, is, like, this is just a silly little thing, right? But, on Tumblr, Welcome Home has been trending since Nick's video went live. So it's been trending steadily for 11 days, and it has not once fallen off the trending page. And it's been #1 so many times. I think currently it's at 4. The only thing that's beating it out currently is like April Fool's Day. But still, it's like bonkers to me. I was blown away. I think Clown was blown away too by all of this. So let me pull up Clown's blog really quickly. I'm hiding my Tumblr because I don't want you guys to see what's on my dashboard. Because I don't need you guys seeing unsavory things, because the people I follow are heathens. JK, I love them very much. All my Tumblr mutuals are cool. Okay. So this is Clown's blog. This is his Tumblr blog. You can't see the URL because I've hidden the top of my little browser bar. I almost said computer. That's not how that works. But this is Clown's page. So currently, he's on break right now. Because of the immense amount of attention that Welcome Home has gotten. And it's been impacting his health, rapidly as a result, as he puts it, on here. He says, yes, but it is also very unforeseen and very stressful, which has been taking its toll on my health, and I am unable to handle this change at the moment. I know this sudden boost was unpredictable. I say and say again, this home, what do you see in this home? All this to say, I am going on a very small hiatus until I am well enough again to return here and meet everyone properly. So he's currently on a hiatus. He said he's taking a 2-week hiatus, I believe. I mean, it's either 2 weeks or like a few weeks. But he's also laid down some ground rules, which I want to go over really quickly for a lot of new people who are new to ARGs and like unfiction series in general, and also just people who are new to like Welcome Home, I guess, and like the groundwork that's currently been laid out by Clown, which I want to state right now. Those of you who are watching, please respect what Clown says. If he says not to do something, don't do it. Please. It's the best thing you can do is to respect the creator's wishes when they say not to do something. Alright? If they say you can do something, then by all means go for it. If they say not to do something, then don't. It's very simple. But I'll talk more about stuff with the community in a little bit. But for now, I just kind of want to go over what he's put. So currently he says, I know Welcome Home has become a massive community, although I have not seen it. I have a feeling it is all over. I hope we all remember to be kind to one another and look out for each other, even though we are just beginning to come together. So, yeah, he's just like, don't be a dick. I also wanted to note, based on a few messages I received regarding Welcome Home's lore and mystery, please do not repost old artwork that you have found on this blog prior to January of 2021. I believe individuals are assuming it plays into this game somehow, but I am very sorry to tell you that it was very early conceptual artwork for when I first began reworking Welcome Home and plays no part in its current story. I don't want to delete this work because it holds a place on this blog as the date I returned to working on Welcome Home. It is sentimental, but I feel as though reposting it out of its original home brings unnecessary confusion. Had I known, I would be seen by so many, but it was so unprecedented. The next update will reflect this. So, yeah, he just said don't do that because it'll add a lot of confusion. And I'm seeing people do that, which I'm like, guys, please, you're already disrespecting his wishes. Also, this one is very, very important. Additionally, please do not associate any real-life experiences or tragedies with Welcome Home. Welcome Home is purely a work of my own fiction and does not correlate with any real-life incidents. It would be insensitive to those who have experienced these tragedies firsthand and others involved. I will also place this on the next update. This was because of an ask that Clown got regarding, I believe it was the Zodiac Killer? Here, let me find it. Also, this has over 6,000 notes, which is cool. Yeah. So this person who immediately deactivated their blog after sending this ask in, sent in this question. Hello there. I've been picking at the Welcome Home website for a while, and it's absolutely wonderful. I am rather curious, and forgive me if someone has asked this already, but on the website, it mentioned that the first episode of Welcome Home aired on October 11th, 1969. I was curious about the date and did some additional research, only to find that this same date has some historical significance regarding the Zodiac Killer getting their last victim and mailing a scrap of their clothing in an envelope to a newspaper company. Considering Welcome Home and its art has a lot of envelope imagery, I'm curious to know, if picking that specific date was intentional or a probably not so happy accident. P.S. Welcome Home is such a creative and visually appealing project, and I love what you're doing with it. Keep up the good work. So, right off the bat, it's a little strange for someone to ask that. Although it's not out of the realm of possibility because there have been unfiction series and ARGs in the past that have brought in real tragedies to their stories and kind of reworked them into narratives. Somehow, I've seen incidences of people bringing up like Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer and John Wayne Gacy and the Nightcrawler and the Zodiac Killer, like a few notable serial killers into their works and like incorporating their victims and visages into like their stories somehow, which is incredibly disrespectful, especially to like the victims. I think we forget a lot of the time, or I say we, I'm not a part of that, but like a lot of people in general tend to forget like this was a real occurrence that happened, that people died as a result, and it just kind of gets into a weird blend of like, we're not affected by it because it happened so long ago and like a weird, they think of it as fiction. It's strange. But Clown respectfully responds, "Thank you so much for your kind words regarding my website and my work. I am overjoyed. Welcome Home is not correlated with any existing cases regarding any tragedies or incidents in real life and is only a work of my own fiction. Please do not correlate any real-life tragedies or incidents to my work. It is insensitive to those who have experienced these tragedies firsthand and others involved. This is a general statement to everyone, so it is known, but please remember not to mix fictional horror with reality in your search for an answer. I will never do this, and these associations will never be made. I will put this in my About section on my next update before you enter Welcome Home, as well as a reminder. But I will tell you to clear your mind. The reason I had picked out October 11th was because it was National Coming Out Day. You may cite me on this. It was a small gesture for myself when first creating the website, as being queer is part of this story, and I myself find myself still in the closet, very much tucked away for my own safety. Also, it is Halloween's month. Woo! So yeah, that's what he means when he says, like, don't do that. Because somebody asked about that, and I'm glad somebody asked about it, granted, so that Clown could put that there, because, I would've felt horrible if, like, this series had in some way was a tie-in to, like, a real-life tragedy, because I keep seeing fictional horror series that keep doing that. I just, like, please stop doing that. So I'm glad Clown, clarified that and said, hey, no, don't do that, actually. What was it? Lastly, I will not be answering any speculative questions about any of the characters in any way or the story itself. I hope you will discover the answers to your questions as the story expands and you will get to explore deeper. I know there must be an eagerness to uncover everything and to know everyone in Home much more intimately, but to give so many details so quickly will hurt the story, I feel. I am happy everyone is so excited to dive in, but please be patient to find out more. Please be patient to find out more. Extremely important. Because there's a lot of young people that are getting into this series for the first time. So just for you youngins, be patient, alright? Clown's also like a full-time college student, I believe. So, as a college student myself, I 100% empathize and sympathize with him saying, like, please be patient. Because when you are a college student and you're trying to balance the responsibilities of, like, your life with work, like your own personal work and things that you're working on personally, it's hard. Especially when college is so demanding of you to, like, turn in assignments in a timely manner. I am late, but I am here. Hi, babe! Welcome in! Oh, you missed my, important announcements at the beginning. But to summarize, I wished everyone a Ramadan Mubarak. I also talked about the ICWA. I linked some stuff, some petitions and important material in the description. And also I wished everyone a late Happy Trans Day of Visibility. And now we're talking about, welcome home and stuff. But so, you're not too late. You're just in time, actually, because I haven't actually gotten into the meat and potatoes of everything. I'm just kind of going over what Clown has said in his little post saying he was going on a break. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, don't be a dick to college students. We work hard at our assignments, and sometimes that takes over our lives. I checked out the description. Awesome. Glad to hear that, friend. Alright, so, yes, please be nice to Clown, and also there's one other person who is working on Welcome Home as well that I've been able to identify. There might be more people. Let me grab their blog really quickly, too. Just trying to hide my tabs, sorry. So here's the other person that I've been able to identify as a collaborator with Welcome Home. He said it outright. Their name is Fig. And, oh, that's a really cute picture of Kermit. I've made sure to link all of the important things for Clown as well as Fig. I've linked their Ko-fi down below, so here's their Ko-fi. Go send them a coffee, guys. Because their art is just as important as Clown's. Because he's helping out with the site, so. I was trying to find the post that talked about him, like, yeah, here it is. Heard about Welcome Home and noticed the art style really resembled yours and my suspicions were correct. How happy to see Welcome Home reach so many people. So here's, like, some art that they've contributed for Welcome Home. So, yeah, you guys go show them some love. They deserve it. Welcome Home's a really cool project. Alright. Shall we go on to the website, everyone? We'll talk about, like, the community in a little bit. Also, why is there... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I clicked off of the link. Tumblr's doing a weird April Fool's thing. So when I looked at Clown's main post, like, is pinned on his Tumblr. I saw there was just a bunch of cheese reactions. I'm like, what? Okay. Okay. I gotta turn off my dark reader, because otherwise, the site's gonna screw up. Alright, so here's the website. We're gonna explore around. I'm not gonna look in too deep at the secrets, because I think Nick did a pretty good job of going into all the secrets and stuff. The website's so well put together, and I love it so much. I know. It's so well... I need to know who coded this. I think Clown admitted that he's coded some of it. But I need to know who did most of the coding. Because, like, holy shit, this website's really well put together. Okay. As someone who dabbled in computer coding, I can say, like, this is some pretty good coding. So we're gonna go into the website. Also, I love the URL for this specific page is welcome home you. Like welcoming me home. So here's the main page. Also, look at how many people have visited the site. Over 1 million. That's so bonkers. But it lines up, especially with, like, the fact that Nick's video now has over 1 million views on, the, you know, exploring the website for Welcome Home. But man, where do I even begin? Where do I begin with this place? I just love how the website layout looks, even though it's a little wonky with the sides. I don't think this website was meant for a widescreen. I don't think this website was meant for a widescreen, because, listen, my computer screen is massive. It's huge. So when I opened this on my desktop, it was a little wonky, but that's okay. I love it regardless. So I guess we can scroll through the neighborhood. Oh. I saw that. I saw that as I was booting in. I saw the black hole beneath the house. Oh, golly. Whew. Got a little fuzz stuck in my throat. Sorry. The guest book is my favorite part because we get to see so much love from the community. Yeah, there is, like, we'll go over the guest book in a bit, but I definitely love, like, I don't know how much of it is filler and how much of it is, like, real people over the years putting stuff in the guest book, but it definitely, there's a lot of love for Welcome Home. And rightfully so! I keep saying that, but it's true. This diddly darn project deserves the world, and I'm so glad that it blew up the way that it did, but also I'm kind of scared. I will not lie to you about that. Okay. Let's explore some homes, shall we? Because I don't think Nick really went into depth about the characters or anything. So let's see. Whose house do we want to look at? We're saving Waleed's house for last. I'm going to Sally's. There she is. Look at the girl. I love her very much. Also, one of my mutuals keeps reblogging Welcome Home stuff, and it's distracting me. It's a sign. The most rambunctious resident in Welcome Home, Sally Starlet shines above the rest. She's a firecracker who is willing to let her imagination run wild in the name of a new adventure, albeit at the occasional expense of her more cautious neighbors. Thankfully, she's got a good head on her shoulders and perhaps, one could even say, a sunny disposition to match. I love that so much. According to an uncovered script, Sally had once been the brightest star in the sky, even more than those that surrounded her. However, upon looking down at a nearby celestial body from her spot, she knew there were still places she had yet to truly shine, and fell from above as a shooting star. She has seemingly accomplished her aspired stardom, as there are only 9 visible neighbors in Home, all of whom know her. I love her so much. She's so cute. I love her. I love characters that, which is really funny for someone like me, I love characters that are, like, bubbly. I love characters that will bounce off of the walls with excitement or have, like, aspirations to, like, go above and beyond, you know what I mean? And she's just, like, I love her. If I saw her when I was little, I absolutely would have made my entire personality surrounding her. 100%, without a doubt. Me too, she's probably one of my favorites. Sally is not my absolute favorite. Julie is my absolute favorite, but she's like a close second. Sally was often focused on focused on aspects of the theater. She's a theater kid. Let's go! I'm a former theater kid, if you don't know. I did theater at my local high school when I was there for like 2.5 years. So, the handshake meme. Me and Sally, theater kids. I love her. Such as acting or singing, which she felt she was more than well versed at from being a star. Because of this, many of her segments often consisted of the entire ensemble of neighbors, with her playing the role of the director. Oh my god, she's so cute. The residents would act stories out on a stage, either for the viewer or for other neighbors, that would be displayed in the show as storytime segments. Many were focused on fairy tales with an abnormal turn, either at Sally's will or her expense, typically through Barnaby's presence and desire to entertain. We can tell. Hey! Hey! Listen, it's not... I can see that tone indicator there. I can see it. But... Hey! Leave me alone. Those were the worst 2.5 years of my life, but also still the best. I love doing theater. Concept artwork revealed that Sally was a live hand puppet, but required an additional hand to help move her puppet, as it was much larger than other puppets. Okay, so she was a hand puppet, which means, like, I'm trying to remember which one's a live hand puppet, because I can't remember if it's like the Swedish Chef where you need a hand to move the head and then like 2 hands separate to like do stuff, or if that's like a regular puppet like Kermit where you have the sticks. But I think it's like the Swedish Chef, actually. I think it's like the Swedish Chef. Don't mind me as I'm talking about the Muppets and making comparisons. Don't mind me. Let's see. Oh, Poppy! I love her. Listen, this girl she's changed so much since, like, her initial designs. Like, of course she's more rainbow now, but, like, her initial designs, like, and looking at her now, I'm just like, oh my god. Of course, it makes sense. I love her. I love her very, very much. Perhaps the most frantic, frazzled, and feathered neighbor in Welcome Home, Poppy Partridge is the resident chicken, so to speak. From a sprained beak to sunburnt feathers, she always thinks about the worst outcome of a pleasant situation. Then again, it never hurts to have a neighbor with a Band-Aid on hand. Totally fair. Completely and utterly fair. I keep getting distracted by my phone. Sorry, I need to stop doing that. Old scripts outlined that Poppy had lived with her family in a nest that had been tucked away in a tree hollow deep within the forest, but that she would eventually outgrow to a staggering degree. Fair. She would move into an empty barn and home, of which she would give a bird's touch. Poppy insisted that she could fly in some iterations of her dialogue, most notably in her journey to home, but there was no evidence of this throughout the show's run. She is so mean. I can see it. I can see it. It is also not clear what kind of bird she is. As she has stated, she is a bit of a flamingo on her father's side and a bit of a hen on her mother's side. Why is that so funny to me? I love that imagery. Of her dad being a flamingo and her mom being a tiny little chicken. so clearly in my head. It's very funny. I love that. She has also noted, it's hard to keep track of a family tree. A lot of birds fit in trees, you know. You know what this reminds me of, actually? The Three Caballeros from Disney's long-forgotten, like, special with Donald Duck, where he learned that he has, like, cousins from everywhere. One from, like, I think he was Brazil, and the other one was from Mexico. And the three of them formed the Three Caballeros, and just went around learning about different cultures in South America. But, like, they learned, like, a bunch of stuff, but also it was, the point I'm trying to make is he has cousins who are different species of birds. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what that reminds me of. Poppy's puppet is a walk-around puppet. Yes, you see where I was going with that? That concept work noted that had stood at around 8 feet tall. How tall is Big Bird? Hold on. Oops. I spelled bird like B-E-R-D. I can't. Ignore that I spelled Big Bird wrong for like a second. I'm really tired today. Big Bird is 8'2". So, 8 feet tall? Good grief. She, like, exceeds my ceiling. Because I think my ceiling in my room is about, like, 7-ish feet tall. Maybe a little more, a little less, give or take. She would 100% have to, like, cran to get into my room if she were standing right next to me. That is bonkers. I wonder if, like, not to make another comparison to Big Bird, I wonder if, like, they did the same method that Carol Spinney had to do, where he had the monitor strapped to his chest, and he was looking down doing the puppetry movement, and then he had his one hand up the neck into the beak to do the Big Bird's head, and then of course he had like one hand doing the hand. I don't remember how they did the other hand, so I wonder if that's like that. It probably is. She would give such good hugs. Tall people give good hugs. Listen, I dated someone who was 6'2". I can confirm that. I can confirm that. Tall people do give the best hugs. The one time I met my girlfriend in person, she's tall too. She also gives the best hugs. Excuse me. Where was I? Oh, but photographs surrounding her height have yet to be uncovered. Poppy was rarely seen outside of her barn, typically being visited by neighbors instead. Oh, she's one of those characters I see. Many of her segments focused on baking, although she has been shown knitting. It's my type of girl right there. But she did not have a live hand counterpart, so other puppets were often doing her work for her in various skits. Illustrations note that some possible assistants were Frank, Eddie, Howdy, and Sally. Within the context of the show, this was because she was too scared to use appliances. Totally fair. Getting pricked by a stray knitting needle sucks. I say pricked like they're like a needle, like a tiny little needle. But no, if you stab yourself, it's not as bad as a regular needle, granted, but if you do get stabbed by like a knitting needle, it hurts. I know. I would know. I used to knit. Oh, Eddie! I love Eddie so much. Probably because, like, I love mailman characters. There's, like, a weird, like, a warm place in my heart for mailmen. Probably because I grew up watching, like, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. So, like, I got used to seeing, like, mailmen as, like, the coolest people ever. Reliable, kind, and ever determined, Eddie Deer is the best mailman Welcome Home has ever had, albeit the only one. Despite being a bit of a clumsy and forgetful fellow, Eddie loves his job and always manages to deliver everyone's mail right on schedule. He's just a little guy. I love him. Well, he's not little. He's pretty tall, but still. Eddie was a mail carrier who moved into home from a distant town in order to establish a post office there, that of which was known as Eddie's post office. Sorry, the sentence. Well, despite having a written origin, Eddie has never stated the correct name of where he came from. throughout the show's run. The running joke often had him stating a place that did not exist, followed by an admission to misremembering it as a place he delivered to as opposed to a place he lived. I love that so much. I'm from, Alberta, Canada. Actually, no, wait, I didn't actually live there. I just drove over there one time. Like, imagine that. I love segments like that. I don't know why. I just love when a character thinks they're from this one place, and then they're like, oh wait, no, actually, I think I just went there once. Love it. I know. Also, hello there, Clover. Pleasure to have you in stream. Eddie's segments would often focus on arts and craft projects he would teach the other residents, which typically kept him behind the post office countertop. Uncovered printed material focused on preparing mail correctly, whether it was letters or parcels. Eddie would frequently be found in the neighborhood itself, often paired with a mail bag or a prop to be delivered. He would also become actively involved in skits involving the other neighbors, usually through providing solutions to others' problems through labor. Fair, right? Unlike Howdy's place, Eddie's post office did not require compensation for its services. Home's residents could come and go as they pleased before the day would end. Illustrated pages also noted that Eddie had a mother who was a mail carrier, but she was not given a name and only vaguely mentioned. A legacy mail deliverer. We love that. I love Eddie so much. You have no idea. He's a little guy. Alright. I'm going through all of these mostly because I want to like go over the characters and how they're presented, and then once we've reviewed the characters, then we can go into like a bunch of secrets and stuff. My girlfriend is greeting you all. My lovely, lovely girlfriend who is the moderator, so be nice or she will bonk you out of existence. And I will bonk you out of existence too. Anyway, let's talk about Howdy. Howdy Pillar is Welcome Home's friendliest and happiest shopkeeper. This colorful caterpillar knows his store like the back of his hands, which is impressive considering how many hands he has. Charismatic, quick-witted, and remarkably jolly, Howdy always seems to have whatever his neighbors need with a price that just can't be beat. The mailman is the true hero of the American people. You're very correct about that. Mailmen are the unsung heroes of, like, everywhere. They deliver everything, and they're just the coolest people ever. Show love to your local mailman by, like, not being a dick to them. That is the one thing of the wisdom I can pass on to you. Don't be a dick to the mail people. So far, I've only bonked bots. Humans tend to be nice so far. That's good to hear. All the bots can get bonked into oblivion. For all I care, they suck. Howdy was a small-time caterpillar who wanted to start his own business, of which he accomplished in home as a much larger caterpillar. His bodega was named Howdy's Place and alternatively known as a bugdega. The puns, they're killing me. I'm sorry. By Barnaby, of which he is their most loyal customer. That's cute. Howdy was said to have originated from an apple core in a tree alongside his plentiful brothers and sisters, many of whom Howdy would offhandedly mention a plethora of by name throughout the show's run. I'll bet he has like 1 million siblings. I don't know how many caterpillars are born at all, but I bet you there's a ton. Illustrated material typically depicted Howdy standing behind the counter of his bodega and at the open window along the side, especially when he is part of skits with other residents. Howdy is rarely seen in the neighborhood sets beyond special occasions, with one of the only other instances being to visit or deliver goods to Poppy himself. What a nice little guy. Love him very much. You're gonna hear me say that a lot because I love all the characters very deeply. Howdy would often exchange goods for funny jokes, silly observations, $1 ideas, and unique gadgets. Noted formerly as being his favorite customer, Barnaby would often appear regularly at Howdy's place. He would supply Howdy with a daily laugh in exchange for a hot dog. Okay. Just a singular hot dog. He tells him like a knock-knock joke, and he's like, that's a good one. Here, have a hot dog. On the house. I need to not be so loud. I think my mom might be asleep next door. That's just really funny to me. Just the image of like Barnaby walking into the bodega, and he just tells the worst joke ever. It's like a really cheesy dad joke, and Howdy just like busts a gut laughing, and he's like, "You're a funny one, you know that? Here, have a hot dog." I don't know if he means like a hot dog, like the typical one in a bun, or if he just means like the hot dog. You know what I mean, like the sausage or something. Oh fucking crap, Jesus! I make myself laugh. I'm sorry. As such, old scripts would provide strange lingo to describe the various ways Howdy would prepare his hot dogs, such as paint a bow wow red and yellow in the winter and make sure it's got legs, or a full house with a couple of bloodhounds. What does that mean? Howdy's puppet has rotated between a live hand puppet and a walk-around puppet in order to keep him in frame with his fellow residents. Okay. I can understand the live hand puppet thing, especially because he has 4 arms. Oh god, the nightmare. Wait. I just realized the nightmare that must be for, like, I think you'd have to have at least, like, 2 puppeteers alone working the arms if he's a live hand puppet. And then 1 other person doing the mouth, kind of like the Swedish Chef, but with an extra set of arms. Oh god, that sounds like a nightmare. The live walk-around puppet might be a little easier, but oh my god, I can see the nightmare that is, like, trying to work Howdy's puppet. They're like, okay, gang, we gotta go to the right, and everyone just fucking crashes into each other. Oh, man. Alright, I think this is Barnaby's house up next. Yeah, boy, there he is. The beloved. A goofy layabout with a love for jokes, Barnaby B. Beagle is Welcome Home's funniest neighbor. Always ready with an observation, or a joke on hand, or even a silly observation. I don't know why I keep reading ahead, sorry. This big blue beagle always knows how to have fun, much to the dismay of some of the grumpier residents. Barnaby B. Beagle, try and say that name 5 times fast. I dare you. Was the resident jokester who left his life on the farm to move to home, of which he joked as being the big city. Illustrated books noted he was an orphaned puppy that was adopted by the chicken that crossed the road, comedically named Miss Beagle, which proved, why can't I read today, my god, as motivation to be an entertainer. Similar sources noted Barnaby being able to perform a gaggle of tricks such as juggling, balancing on a ball, and steadying large objects on the tip of his nose. That's terrifying. People who can balance stuff on, like, their chin or their nose, terrify me. I remember when I was in, like, I think it was elementary school. I think it was when I moved schools. Because I moved schools once when I was in, like, 2nd grade. I think after 2nd grade I moved. The school had budgeted in some circus performers to come in and perform some tricks for the students to, like, get them interested in, like, circus performing or, you know, like, acrobatics and stuff like that. And there was one person that came out to perform that said they were a balancer, and they put a chair on their chin. They balanced the edge of a chair on their chin for a minute. It was terrifying. I thought the chair was gonna crash down on their head and, like, knock them out. But it didn't. And they balanced that chair. And they brought it back down. Although they said they could do more, but, like, the teachers are like, no, don't do that. Don't give the kids ideas. Let's see. Wally, oh, there's our first instance of Wally, was often depicted alongside him, and illustrated pages noted that they were best friends multiple times. Examples included skits in which Wally would typically paint Barnaby in silly poses, or where Wally needed to learn something new. They also shared characteristics with one another, such as color palettes, hearts on the soles of their feet, and similarly designed outfits. Oh, they were best friends, huh? Right. Best friends. I'm putting that in quotation marks. Best friends. I know what you are. That sounds ominous. I'm so sorry. Many of Barnaby's segments were akin to stand-up, often being met with booing, clapping, or having things thrown at him by his fellow neighbors. Kind of like Fozzie, I see. But, like, dog. But I love this dog. Geek. Essentially, yeah. I lost track of where I was. Oh, Barnaby's middle initial was often rotated in terms of what it stood for. Old scripts cited that he had claimed it stood for Blue, Bark, Bite, and Buddy. It is assumed that these are all incorrect. Within some illustrated materials, Barnaby is depicted as with a tobacco pipe. Makes sense, it was the 70s, 60s, 70s. It's not unusual. Barnaby's puppet was rotated between a live hand puppet and a walk-around puppet, typically to keep him in frame with his much shorter neighbors. Yeah, because he is tall. Okay. I think we've got 3 more neighbors to go, friends. We're making it through. I love looking at the characters. I'm sorry. This little section here is taking so long, but I just love talking about the characters. They're cute. Now here he is, the beloved. The absolute beloved. Frank. I love all these neighbors have all these names like Eddie and Sally and Howdy and Julie and Barnaby, and he's just Frank. Oh, what's your name? Frank. Arguably the smartest neighbor in Welcome Home, Frank Frankly is the resident bookworm with an expertise on butterflies. Despite being the grumpiest and grayest of this colorful cavalcade, yes, of neighbors, it's good to have someone so organized and matter-of-fact amidst the bunch. After all, he enjoys being Frank, even if it means being Frank. Whatever that means, he is Julie's best friend. Frank does not have any known information regarding his origins prior to moving into home when compared to the others. However, there are still notable attributes that have been uncovered. Frank was often depicted with a book or a butterfly net, since butterflies were seemingly his focus. He was also a source of information for the other neighbors when an answer to a question was needed, as noted in old scripts, but it would often be discredited for comedic effect. Frank would be partnered with Julie as the straight man in various skits, merchandise and advertising, and in the song The Fun in Your Frown, which no track has been found yet. In the show itself, the puppet appeared to be The puppet appeared with a fixed frown on his face, but in illustrated material, Frank often had more complex expressions. Any concept work surrounding Frank's puppet could not be uncovered, but there is evidence that has revealed that his head could be fully rotated. Now, what type of puppet do you think Frank would be? Because I personally think he'd be like a hand puppet, like Kermit, where, like, his face would be, like, operated by a hand, and then they'd have the people with the sticks working the hands at the bottom. Resident... No! In fact, Frank is non-binary and gay. I think he's in a relationship with Eddie. Believe it or not. Looks can be deceiving. There's actual artwork of this that Clown made, that I'm gonna find in a little bit and show you all. But this man He looks straight, but looks can be deceiving. Alright, let's go to our last house on the outer ring here before we go back and visit our friend Wally. And here's my favorite puppet out of the batch. Miss Julie. You have no idea how much I love her. Like, you guys have no idea. I love her so much. She's just a big silly. She is the biggest silly ever, and I just adore her. Like, I've adored her since way back when Welcome Home was first starting. I remember seeing her, and I was like, you are my favorite character. Everyone's out here with their favorite character is like Wally and stuff, and then there's me in my little corner with Julie. I'm like, you are the best, and I love you. Pretty? Yeah, she's very pretty. I love her very much. Undoubtedly the cheeriest neighbor a puppet could ask for, Julie Joyful is Welcome Home's happiest resident. Amidst such a rainbow of brightly colored neighbors, that's really saying something. Upbeat, silly, and always ready to play with her friends, there's never a boring day in Welcome Home. While she's around, she is Frank's best friend. According to uncovered scripts, Julie was a rainbow monster that was said to have come from deep within the forest that surrounded the outskirts of home. Okay, so she's like... Who was the one? Was it Poppy? Excuse me. Who also came from the forest? Or no, was that Howdy? One of the other characters said they were from the forest on the outer rim of the neighborhood, which I think we need to, like, take into account, especially with Julie, because I have some art I need to show you guys that I don't think a lot of people have actually taken into account, because, I think people just don't know it exists, because it's, like, way buried back in, like, Clowns' blog. But it's before January 2021, so it's within the canon, I want to say, of, the lore. But I'll show it to you guys in a little bit. She lived with her family in a cave, but sought out a life of her own and moved away. Many of her skits and activities centered around playing games, whether they were as familiar as jump rope and hopscotch, or simply made up on a whim. She was often depicted with Frank as a comedic foil on merchandise and advertising, and in the song The Fun Is Your Frown, where they don't have the track. Recent evidence has revealed that Julie's family consisted of 3 siblings who were also rainbow monsters, but with greatly differing color palettes. Their names were Bee, Franny, and Jonesy, but they do not appear to have lived in home alongside her. There was also a prevalent theme of flowers. This can be seen with Julie herself looking like an open flower from above, and illustrations that would reveal her speaking to flowers to make them bloom. Gosh darn it. Sorry, I got distracted again. Alright. That's the last of the outer ring, so you know who's next, guys. It's the one and the only, the big silly. Excuse me. It's the big silly that every single goddamn person who has gotten into Welcome Home seems to have attached themselves to. It's him! It's the silly, everyone! It's everyone's favorite character. I love Wally too. I just, look, I'm too emotionally attached to Julie to say that he's my favorite character, okay? Wally Darling is the friendliest neighbor in Welcome Home. Perhaps even the best painter, too. With a smile like his, it's hard to disagree. Always eager to make new friends and show them around the neighborhood. Wally is happy to lend a helping hand, but you knew that already, didn't you? Wally is the most prominent character in Welcome Home, as he is often the focus of merchandise, advertising, and is present in every episode and book. His segments were focused on drawing and painting with viewers, which is actually really cute. I love that concept a lot because we don't see that with puppets predominantly, because I think there's like a fear of getting paint on the puppets, and that's why they don't do that a lot. But I find it cute. I find that concept cute. Barnaby was often depicted alongside him, and illustrated pages note that they were best friends multiple times. Most notably scenarios where Wally and the viewer are learning something new. They also share similar characteristics like hearts on the soles of their shoes and paws, of which only Barnaby has the latter. A notable characteristic of Wally is his house named Home. Home is regarded as the ninth neighbor, but seemingly cannot speak, as illustrations show Home speaking only in onomatopoeias, like creaking and squeaking and banging. Sources say, however, that this puppet's eyes could move through a hand crank on the other side of the prop facing away from the camera. Additionally, its doors, chimney, and windows were supposedly very animated during episodes. It is implied that Home is the most lively house within the neighborhood, as none of the other houses seem to have eyes. And one notable thing here, too, also, when we look at other neighbors, there's the go back button right below when you're done looking at them. But when you go to Wally's, it says goodbye. Why? I don't know. I guess they predicted that, like, excuse me, that, people would look at his last, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, those are all the neighbors. Those are all the neighbors, everybody. Hold on a second. I gotta take this off because I gotta check something. Okay. Sorry, I had to check something really quickly. Don't worry. So let's, oh, so yeah, there's these, letters that are, like, drifting away from, their place. I'll talk about the secret web pages in a little bit. There's 3 currently that are up. We'll talk about them in a second. But, those are all the characters. Let's go to the guest book. Because I said we would go to the guest book next. So here's the front of the guest book, where you can submit your own. And I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that real quick, because I was saving this for doing this on stream. Because I think my favorite part is, like, doing stuff on stream with you guys. When I first saw that I could sign the guest book, I was so tempted to do it, like, a week ago. But I was like, no, I gotta wait to do this on stream. So I'm gonna input my own little contribution to the guest book, because I think it's only polite, you know? I think it's polite to leave a little something when you go on a visit. What should I say? I don't want to do anything that could evoke lore. I just kind of want to leave something in general. So I think I'll put, hello. I think this website is swell. Thank you for making it. Everyone in the neighbor... I wish I could spell. That's not how you spell neighbor. Ignore that. Everyone in the neighborhood is lovely. Send them all my love. If I could spell, that'd be great. There we go. What? Oh, I thought it didn't send for a second. Thank you, neighbor. We'll make sure it's delivered. Thank you. No pressure, obviously, to, like, publish it or anything. I just wanted to submit my own little thingy. Because why not? Alright, let's go into the website. And, of course, as was noted by a lot of people who have been keeping up with Welcome Home, the guest book is the most prominent thing of note, I guess I could say, of the entire website, other than the mysterious, like, hidden web pages. Because there are images that have file names that indicate that Wally is the one that's actually running the site. So there's a lot of drawings. Oh look, there's one with an apple. Obviously you guys can't see this because, like, I've hidden the top of my browser. But I'll tell you what each of them say. So I just opened the apple. And it says, it's an apple. You know, like, stuff like that. How lovely. Poppy is so darling. What is this one? What the? Wait, what the? Can you guys see when I drag it? It's a little off kilter. Poppy is big. I love her too. Very cute. This one just has a spiral. It just says, hello, neighbor. I like this one. I think this one says, I like the nose. Oh, yeah, I like your nose. This one. I love Frank too. He frowns. I think he's fun. Very funny? Oh, I think he is funny. Also, these are like the signatures. Is there anything? No, it just says autographs compilation. Okay, we're gonna go to the very end. Because I think this is where a lot of them shine. Also this. What am I? I just saw something in the Discord. But yeah, there's like nothing. Supposedly there's nothing down here, but da 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 da. I love website tricks. So there's some messages hidden in here from Wally. It says, you won't write back. You're looking for me, silly silly. You're looking for me. So he knows that people are looking on the website for like any sign that he's the one running it. So this one's cute. What are these hearts? I told him, he said he's flattered. I don't know what anyone is talking about. I love it so much here. If Eddie is reading this, me, my brother, and my friend all have big hugs. Something on you. Hi. Hi, Star! Hi! Welcome in, welcome in! I'm going over the website currently. We're looking at the guest book. We signed the guest book, and we also went over all the characters. I'm gonna go over the secrets. I'm going over the secrets. But I think we also need to really quickly address, other than the guest book, before we get into the hidden web pages, is the FAQ and like what they're about. Also, look, the O was a little bit higher up. That's important. We'll talk about that in a second. So, one thing of note here I also want to talk about is this. This is how a bunch of the material was given to the crew, the restoration project, for them to restore. It's kind of funny. Admittedly, it's kind of funny because what did they say? All the paper materials tucked away inside the envelopes we received are usually crammed together and covered in paint and ink. So they get these. They're in brightly colored envelopes. And these illustrations are covered in paint. First of all, this image is kind of scary. It really is kind of scary. The lighting and all that adds to the mood of it. Also, it's like, who painted over these? Well, I have an inkling I know who painted over these, but it's also like, why did you mail them? Why did you mail them? So their whole, oh, yeah, there's this thing too. Oh, crap. This is a little hard to do. But yeah, there's letters over the letters of, in the question of why did you make this website? It said, when I unwrapped the first letter, I felt it. I heard it. Open, open, open. I want it out. I'm going to get it out. The glove is noteworthy. I don't know if the glove is actually noteworthy, but... Oh. Yeah, and then there's also the hidden phrase, does it hurt? There's a few of them that say, like, yeah, so the numbers are so hard to read, sometimes I can't see them. I'm trying to find all the rest of the hidden phrases. Because there's a few, I think. Hidden phrases, I mean. Oh. We are thankful to be the first to jumpstart this journey, but it hurts. You know, stuff like that. Okay. So, that's kind of the gist. So it's a restoration project undertaken by a group of people with one person in specific seemingly running the website. And the website itself seems to be actually taken over by Wally. But there's also some indication that it's hurting the people or person who's running the website, and also they're having a hard time seeing numbers, which I don't know what that means, but it's interesting. So I'm gonna real quick go find the, Jesus Christ, I got bombarded with notifications on my Tumblr. Good grief. I look away for 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna go get the website. Oh my god. I can't talk today. I'm gonna go get the things for the webpage. I'm so sorry. I can't talk. My god, my brain is mush. It's fried. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I'm a dunce. We'll do it afterward. I forgot to click on the secret by the house. I'll do it in a second. Let's see. I have to scroll through Inside of Mind's video because he was so kind enough to put all the letters together for certain URLs. Thank you, Jamie. You're such a peach. YXWVOE. I hope I got that right. Okay. Gonna bloop. So here's what we get when I put YXWVOE. It's a it's a 404 page, but it's significantly different than the other 404 pages. So if you put some nonsense in like this is, I just put money in. So this is what you get when it's like a regular like 404 page. It's like, uh-oh, looks like you wandered too far away from home. You should head back. And then it says like go back home, or return home, and then try again. So you close that. But this one is different because instead of having home spinning in a little circle here, it's the phone instead. And it says, uh-oh, looks like you wandered too far away from home. Head back. And then it says return home and stay. So it's just like, yeah, I don't know what the significance of this specific one is, but like keep a note about the phone. That's the most important one, by far. We'll talk about the phone in a minute and what it signifies, and also I'll show you an audio clip that I found. Oh! I forgot you can click on the phone. I'm stupid. Sorry. Thank you, Jamie. So, you can click on the phone and there's an audio file in here. And before we proceed with that, I'm gonna turn the volume down just a smidgen because it's a little loud. I don't want people getting jump scared. So this webpage is called Singing MP4, and the tab itself is called Duet. The song itself, it's a little hard to decipher what is being said in here, but Wally is singing a song presumably to home, and the song is called Beautiful Dreamer. It's a very old song. I think it's from the 1940s and 50s, but it's been covered a few times, most notably by Ray Charles and Roy Orbison. But let's give her a listen and see what we can glean from this, shall we? I'll mute myself for this.
Starlight and dewdrops are waiting for thee. Sounds of the wood heard in the day. Lulled by the moonlight, ever passed away. Beautiful dreamer, playing my song. Lost while I really was tranquility. Gone are the cares of life's busy throng. Beautiful dreamer, awake unto me. Beautiful dreamer, awake unto me. Ha 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 ha. I don't know the other words. That's all Barnaby taught me. Do you like it? That's good, I think.
So that was a duet. I don't know why it's called duet, because he's the only one singing. But, I know it's a little hard to make out, but, toward the end, he was saying, like, those are the only verses that I know. Those are, Barnaby taught me. Do you like it? And then the house responds by, like, creaking and stuff, and he says, that's good, I think. Which can indicate either he understands home, and he's saying, like, oh, that was a good response. Like, he's satisfied with the response he got. Or he's, like, unsure if that was a good answer or not. Because he might have lost touch with how home works, or how home communicates through some event or something. I personally am in the belief that, like, he's confused, so he tries to pass it off as, like, that's good, I think? You know, like, that cadence, so, like, I think? He's just unsure, because it just seems to me that there's a disconnect between him and home, so that's the interpretation I got from that, so, well, we'll get there. I'm gonna leave the volume turned down, because, we're coming up on another, file that's gonna be loud, so I just want to make sure that you guys don't get jump scared by loud noises. That would suck, because that happened to me. So let me get the other one really quickly. Let me get the other one really quickly. Jamie! Thank you, Jamie. Shout out to Jamie, inside of mind. He's a cool dude. Also, he just was kind enough to put the numbers unscrambled onto his video. Okay, so this one is ELVWXY. So this was where this one goes. If it didn't work. So this one is called Answer. And we're presented with a blank page for a minute. Oop. Whoa. YouTube, I swear to God. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Is it really because I did that? Really? Hold on, I'm testing something. Really? I saw the red box of death in the corner, and I was dropping frames. I'm going to kill YouTube's frame rate, I swear to God. Hold on a second. Let me check my YouTube studio. YouTube, I'm going to strangle you. Don't do this to me tonight, I swear to God. Okay. I'm just gonna keep my eyes open and hope and pray. So this one is called Answer. And it's a video. I'll turn it down a little bit more because I don't want to kill your guys' eardrums. Oh, it's reset to 100. Wonderful. Nope, we're doing 60. There we go. So this is just, this is the entire thing. It's, it zooms out momentarily on like a tube TV with static. There's also some eerie noises in the background. There's no jump scare in this, I promise. I can verify it which is why I'm showing it to you guys. Otherwise, I would be describing it because I don't want to show you guys jump scares. Also, this is just intense. Also, there's not intense flashing lights in this one, I promise. It's just like this as well. I should have gave that warning before. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's just kind of garbled for a while. I don't think anyone's quite figured out what those weird noises are meant to indicate. Oh. Zoom in a bit, and you can... You're supposed to be able to make out the form of Wally in amongst the static, I believe. But I squinted. I cannot for the life of me spot the little dude. So I'm just gonna take people's word for it. I don't know what this is a particularly, like, an answer to. But, it's an answer to something. But it's intriguing. I don't know specifically why. What the purpose of this was. I have an inkling that it might be the curator, one of the curators of the restoration project. Oh yeah, you're supposed to see Wally's eyes in it. But it might be one of the curators of the restoration project looking at the screen, filming it, because they've made a discovery of some sort. Oops, I clicked the wrong thing. Okay. Alright. So this one, I think there's one more after this. This one is VOYWEX. This one is a little scary. This one's the scariest, probably. The tab is called Try Again. So it says, hello. Oh. There's Wally's eyes. Welcome home. Welcome, old. I don't know what you mean by that, friend. You rejected your message. Hello, welcome in. Hello, you're there. I can't see you. So it's indicating rather that he's kind of staring. Do you see me? I think he says next. It takes a minute for the message to get all the way through, so give it a second. Do you see me? Then stay quiet. I've gone mad. It's okay, friend. Message is kind of funny. I don't know what you meant by that. That was very funny. But if you open this image here, it leads separately to a gif of Wally, whose eyes are trembling. He seems to have bags under his eyes, and he's kind of like he's leaning on his hand, and he's smiling. He can't stop smiling. I think that's a thing that Clown mentioned. He can't stop smiling. Imagine the site just records your webcam. I would freak the fuck out. I'm a PNG tuber. If this site recorded my face, I would cry. Oh my god. Imagine that's how I accidentally face reveal as to the Welcome Home website. I don't want to give Clown any ideas. Please don't do that. Oh god. Anyway. There's one more little thing after that one. I think. I'm trying to find it. Where is it? There's one more thing. I think it's in Nightmine's video. Let me find it really quickly. But there's like, me when I stare at the teacher to avoid being called on while dead tired to assert dominance. It works. Well, I need to be quiet. Oh my. Wally doxes you. ASMR roleplay. I laughed so hard the frame rate died. Oh my god. Wally just leaks your IP address. Fully. Just leaks your IP address. I'm fucking crying. That's hilarious. Oh my god. Oh fuck. Oh my god. That's so funny. Hey neighbor, I heard you were making some unsavory comments about me. Is your IP address 625? Or did he just start spelling out IP address? I'm trying. Oh fuck. I promise I'm trying to find the website. The website stuff. I'm just. Hello neighbor, is this you? Inserts entire IP. What if he gets Eddie to like mail you your IP address? He just gets sent a multicolor envelope and it has like your address on it. And you open it up and it just says, "Hello neighbor, I hope this letter finds you well. I've heard recently that you've made some unsavory comments about me. Just know that I am watching you at all times. Here is your address. Here is the name of your parents. Here's your credit card information. This is your IP number. I know where you live. Do not cross me again. Sincerely, your favorite neighbor, Wally." I've woken up my mom, probably. Jesus, she's not gonna be happy. I'm so sorry, Mom. Oh, fuck. It's just so funny. I'm sorry. Anyway. So this one is for WOXYVE. This is one of the hidden web pages. I still can't stop thinking about Wally doxing people. A menace. He's a little menace. I love him. Whew. Oh my god. Okay. Fuck. Oh my god. So this webpage is it consists entirely of a chopped up script. This is the script in question. So the people who created Welcome Home, it's called the Playfellow Workshop. So this is one of their scripts. This seems to be script number 15. It seems like in the corner there. Why am I getting pinged? Hello? My girlfriend put the stream chat in Discord. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, sorry. Welcome home scene. The subject says help. I don't know why, but it does. This is just a scene of what is being depicted. It goes fade in. A butterfly enters from the right side of the frame and moves across the screen. The camera follows the butterfly. The next shot reveals Wally sitting at his favorite painting spot underneath a tree with an easel in front of him. Excuse me, nothing is on it. Wally turns his head and looks at the camera. Let me see if I can try to put my voice acting skills to work. Hello, neighbor. How are you today? Wally laughs and turns fully around. I hope you are happy. I feel happy too. When I'm happy, I like to paint. I like to paint to feel happy too. What do you do to feel happy? Sorry, I had to read the sentence. Wally pauses for the viewer. Wally laughs. Ha 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 ha. I think that would make me happy too. Even though I am happy, neighbor, I have a problem. I don't know what to paint. The camera focuses on the empty easel to emphasize this. I could paint a butterfly, or a rock, or a tree. There are too many things to paint. I can't decide what I would like to do. I don't know how to solve this problem. Neighbor, when you have a problem, what do you do? The camera pans out to reveal Barnaby walking in from the right side. Barnaby is holding a hot dog in his mouth. And then it gets cut off. Also, I just want to say, this isn't how a script typically like, looks for, like, a television program. I don't know if it differs from, like, a production like Sesame Street or stuff, but this isn't how a typical script looks a lot of the time. Usually they have, like, interior this place or exterior this place, and then it's, like, describing the scene. It's, like, description, to give, like, an idea of what's going on. So it's kind of doing that. It's giving scene directions to how to work the puppet, but also, like, you know, how the scene's supposed to play out and stuff. But the formatting is kind of wonky for me, anyway. I've also written scripts. That's how I can kind of tell that this isn't, like, a proper script. I think that, I don't know if the script plays into something or not, but it's certainly something. Also, this is red. Oh, it's a little thing. Oh, I think this is a thing that glitches out. It's like, look at Wally's eyes or whatever. Yeah, you see, he looks right at the person looking at this. little uncomfortable. Neighbor, you're a little close there, friend. Oh. Well, I've been murdered. Guys, he got me. He found he rapidly encroached on my location and killed me in cold blood. Rest in pieces. Rest in pepperoni. So this just says welcome home. This is a slightly duller version that says welcome home. I don't know the significance of what the script means just yet. Also, there's this, like, string. You see that? There's, like, a thing going across the webpage. Oh. I don't know if I caused something or if I made a better rectangle jump scare. I got jump scared by a rectangle. The lowest point in my life. I'm kidding. I'm trying to... There it is. I'm trying to find the one thing that I'm looking for, which is the other webpage. Come on now, give me the URL so I can... There we go. There we go. That's not it. Wait, what? That is it. Have I been there already? I think I have, actually. So, I'll open it up. So this is the webpage I was referring to. I don't think it does anything currently. It circles through a bunch of pictures of Wally's eyes, and then it does eventually land on these, like, dilated pupils of his on home, which you can open separately and look at it. This open button doesn't do anything currently, as far as I know. It just says open. And this GIF, you can open it as well. And it's just, like I said, it circles through pictures of Wally and his eyes. So, it's interesting they put Wally's eyes over home, which kind of intrinsically links them together to show, like, these two are, like, one and the same, or trying to say something like they're one and the same by doing that. Or at least that's what it says to me, anyway. I don't necessarily think they're intrinsically linked, because with what that one page said, it was like, I can't see you, but do you see me? If so, stay quiet. It's like he was afraid, almost. I know a lot of people have said that, like Wally was, like, afraid or something when he was saying that. As if he didn't want home to hear, that the person viewing the page was there. Like, home is a danger or something. Even though a lot of people think that Wally is a danger, which I also think Wally is a danger. But I don't know. I think the greater danger might be home. That's just my theory. My game theory. Okay. That's the thing, too. I think MatPat's on the tail of making a video about Welcome Home, which I'm not looking forward to in the slightest. I don't want to have to bear with his stupid... This puppet show is hiding a secret cult. Stupid little theories he's got. Like, get your grubby little mitts away from Welcome Home, or I will, cry. Okay, so I think we're done looking at the website. I don't think I'm okay anymore. Well, I hope you like, I can't tell if that's, like, serious or not. Please take care of yourself if you're not feeling okay. If that's a / serious. Your mental health matters, my friend. Excuse me. So let's go. We got some more exploring to do, friends. I've got a thing I need to show you all. If I can find it. So this is gonna take a second. I think I have to go through post type, photos, art. I have to do something. I'm looking. I'm on the search. I'm on the prowl. I think I gotta show you guys something really quickly. If I can remember which one it is. Oh. I got a few things in between, I get. Okay. First order of business, I promised I would show you guys this. So we're back to Clowns' Tumblr. And we're looking at some art that they've created. So this is some art that he did for Pride. And, these are all canonical, sexualities and gender for the characters. They're wearing, like, pride flags and stuff. So, so you got... We'll go from right to left. So Frank has a little apron that has the gay flag on it. And he's also wearing a bow tie and a shirt that have the non-binary flag on him. So that it's like he's non-binary and gay. Like, hell yeah. My favorite is the fact that Poppy is a trans girl. Because she's got the trans flag on. I think that's super cool. The big bird said trans rights. Hell yeah. Julie over here has I think this is the gender fluid flag on. Her little apron. And then her little hairband. I don't know if this is just the tie that Eddie wears, but it has the gay colors on it, so I'm just gonna say that, yeah. That's a thing. But these are all canonical to the characters. Clown has confirmed that these are, like, canonical, and I think that's really cool. Also, so yeah, this is what I'm looking at currently. Oh, it's this one. This is something important that I want you guys to look at. So this is from August of last year. This is art for Julie. And it depicts her. It seems like she's standing on the edge of a stage here. Or like she's standing on an edge of some sort. And then down below, there's something down there. I've not seen a lot of people actually talk about this. Probably because I don't know. I don't know if people think that this is, like, canonical or not to the story. I think so, because it is really, really recent. But it seems like she's peering down at, like, a mirror or something, like a picture frame or something. And there's, like, wires, like electrical outlet wires or, like, support beams and stuff like that. And there's trees as well, or what look like trees. So I think I was talking about, like, earlier, to keep, like, a pin in it or something, that Julie is from the forest. that she came from a cave in the forest that we saw on the website. And, like, like, this is a forest, kind of. I don't know what these are meant to indicate. I haven't quite put my finger on what these could mean. But there's something to keep a note of. Absolutely, like 100%. I think there's like words or something right below her feet it might say welcome home. I don't know. But this, I don't see people bringing it up a lot. And I'm like, hey, maybe we should look at these a little bit deeper. You know? Because they're interesting. I think there's deeper Julie lore. Oh, of course I have to talk about this one. Hold on. I'm just going over these, and I'm gonna tie into them, like, theories and stuff. I don't think this is where Costco is. Are you okay, person in chat? Like, Jen, like, are you serious? Like, are you okay? Because I don't think coming into my chat and, like, asking these, obscure questions is gonna, like, help you. If you are genuinely in need of, like, support, like, I think you shouldn't, like, come into my chat. Because it is kind of, like, I don't know how to help you, my friend. I am a streamer. I don't know you at all. So, if this is, like, like, genuine, like, I'm, like, I don't know how to help you, friend. Just, like, take care of yourself, okay? Okay? Okay. Okay, let's keep going, shall we? So this is from May. This was before the Julie piece. This is concept art. So this is, I'm trying to do random stuff. I kind of figured, but also it's like, buddy, don't do that. Just one little, don't do that. Cause just don't, okay? Thank you. I don't want to be rude or anything. I just, like, I can't tell if you're actually being genuine or not. Okay. That's all. Okay. So, but like I was saying, sorry. So this is says you'll be okay. And he appears to be carrying, like, the upper torso of Eddie. We can't see his lower half. So I don't know what this means, but there's also, like, a follow-up to that one, I think. Yeah, there's, like, a follow-up. It will be okay. It's just, I guess he was just carrying him to help him out. But that one's also a little bit absurd, where he's just carrying. He's absurdly strong if he's able to carry someone like Eddie. So that's just something to keep a note of. Oh. This one is... It's an advertisement for his Ko-fi. This one is. Hold on. This is an advertisement for... excuse me. This is an advertisement for Clown's Ko-fi. When I think he first opened it, or, like, opened Ko-fi Gold anyway. But some people have been trying to pick apart what the advertisement, like, says in case this has anything. I don't necessarily think this has anything of note in it. But, first of all, it looks really cool. Second of all, let me do a zoom in here. Whoop. So there's stuff down here that look like it's like a catalog. So, for you youngins in the audience here, so before the internet, there was a little thing called a catalog, which was like a book of furniture, toys, clothes, what have you, depending on where you're ordering from. And they would list out prices in the catalog, and you could call in and order, like, whatever thing in the catalog. You just had to specify what it was based on, like, a call number, I think. And how much of a quantity you wanted of it. So I think this is what this is in reference to. I think the most popular example of, like, catalog ordering stuff is, like, Sears is the best way I can put it. Because I think Sears was one of the big contenders of, like, catalog order stuff. I feel so old saying stuff about the catalogs. I feel so old. Goodness me. So it says here, Sally Starlet and Eddie Dear can be played with for hours with their fellow cutout neighbors, included with the number 3, the Welcome Home Dailies activity booklet, and a Howdy Pillar is included. So there was a little booklet you could get. Sing with Wally record, which you can see Wally's little puppet holding in there. Lets you sing along with Wally Darling and the cavalcade of colorful cast members from Welcome Home. Includes a 7-inch 45 RPM vinyl record with 5 memorable songs. Wow, that's extraordinarily cheap, but probably adjusted for inflation would probably run a lot higher. I can't adjust for inflation in my head. And then there's Home. Home is a darling house fit with the most darling neighbor. One of 8 houses to play in place on the Welcome Home playmat. Wally Darling included. It's made of wood and plastic. So there was like a play set, like a little home play set you could play with. That's pretty cool. And then there's something else down there, but it got cut off. And then it says Welcome Home in the corner. Honestly, I would have played with this stuff. I loved little dollhouses and junk when I was younger. I still have one of my older dollhouses upstairs in my house. This one's a very important one. Of Wally with some puppeteers in the back. And they appear to be doing his hands. I think one of them is steadying his feet to keep him in place. But this is an eerie image. Goodness me, I'm sorry I keep clearing the throat. I laughed a little too hard at the doxing thing, and now my throat is sore. So, yeah, there's puppeteers in the back that appear to be steadying him. And also there's the little side things from the website, if you can't see. Probably can't because I keep scrolling like a nerd. But yeah, and also I like the disco ball. But that's just a thing to keep note of, is like there are puppeteers that were in charge of making these puppets come to life. And that's one thing I actually want to like bring attention to, is like, who specifically are the puppeteers? Because we all think of these puppets as they're living creatures. I bet you, if any of you watched like Sesame Street or The Muppets or Fraggle Rock, if you were so lucky enough to watch that show growing up, or any sort of puppet show that featured puppets similar to like Wally and everyone else, you probably thought they were alive to some degree, but there were people that operated them. So then that begs the question, in the case of Welcome Home, who were the puppeteers? Who were the people that operated these puppets, and where did they go after the production wrapped in 1974? And why is there no mention of them anywhere on the website? Because, like, of course they're trying to bring the illusion of the puppets are alive and kind of make it like a Sesame Street-esque website where, you know, you interact with the characters and stuff. But, like, why is there nothing about the puppeteers? And that's where my brain is currently. And, like, I want to know who they were. And if there's a way to get in contact with any of them. I know on the website it said that there's currently they're trying to exhibit their findings for Welcome Home for with a guy called the Question Answerer, I believe, which is suspicious, very suspicious. Why would you call yourself the Question Answerer? It's like a riddle almost. But yeah, that's my main question currently, is what happened to the puppeteers, and you know, where did they go? Sorry, I keep bouncing back and forth between hiding the screen and bringing it back. I just, like, have to make sure, like, I'm screening stuff to make sure I find it. That's cute. I'm going up to before I'm making sure I'm not going too far. Once I hit January of 2021, that's when I'm like, yeah, no, let's not look at stuff. Why is the question answerer's name sounding like it's from a Nick Jr. show? Yeah, exactly. It kind of sounds like a villain from a Nick Jr. show, or like a PBS Kids show. Oh, my name is the question answerer, and you must answer my questions, or else I won't let you have your precious backpack back. Or something like that. You know? Okay. So here's a piece. I'm pretty sure a lot of you who are into Welcome Home have seen this particular one. It says liar on it, and this is from May of 2021. Now, I know this is from 2021, but Clown said nothing before January of 2021 is stuff you should consider. So this falls within the margin of stuff that we can look at. Or at least I think he said it was before January of 2021. Let me just double check that really quickly, make sure I'm not misconstruing Clown's words. I would hate that so much. Hold on a second. Yeah, nothing prior to January 2021. Okay, cool. Let me put that back. That's my new headcanon voice for the question answer. I'm the question answerer. What are you doing on my property, you silly little boy? Get off of my lawn. You're ruining my weeds. So, but they're weeds. They're not supposed to grow. They're precious to me. These little dandelions and I have been through thick and thin. Sorry. I love doing that type of voice. It's kind of... It's funny. If Clown ever reopens voice auditions, or like, you know, auditions for minor characters, I think he said he would do that at one point. If he ever opens them up again, I'm definitely auditioning. Maybe not with that voice, but I'm definitely auditioning. I am not missing that for a second. My previous backpack. I see my backpack right over there. No, you don't. Oh, my precious backpack. Sorry. My backpack. I want my backpack back. No. It's mine now. You can't have it. Finders, keepers, losers, weepers. Sorry. I'm getting off track. Yeah, this piece has kind of encapsulated a lot of people's minds, and like it definitely is encapsulated mine, because what does this mean? And what is the person behind Julie holding? I think it's a ladle. Oh no, it's a mallet of some sort, and it appears to have like chunks of like brain matter or hair or what have you on it. So I guess this also is tying in with the last one that I was talking about with Wally, and the puppeteers, you know, like puppeting him, puppeting him behind him. I think this is one of Julie's puppeteers. Personally, I think. This might not be, for all I know, but that's one little, like, thing I'm contributing, is that this might be one of Julie's puppeteers. Either that, or this is someone that worked on the production of Welcome Home and flew off the handle a little bit and did something that she shouldn't have, or they shouldn't have. So I'm not particular about who this is. Those are kind of like little ideas I'm throwing out there into the wind and hoping they stick. But they're all personal to me. I wouldn't say this is necessarily like, you know, what I think. There's also some cute images of the characters as babies, which I personally think are adorable. Okay, we need to address some images really quickly, because I keep seeing everybody, like, talk about them. And I partially blame Nick as, like, for that. And, like, even after Clown said don't look at images prior to 2021, people still are. So I have to address a few of these because they're non-canonical, but people still think they are. So this one. This is one from 2020. December of 2020. Where Wally is puppeteering or like showing off like, hey, look, I made a dog. Which it shows a beheaded Barnaby with some string that is holding up his hands, which is a technique that some puppeteers would use to like pose the characters, I think, if they didn't have like someone doing the hands, I think. This is non-canonical. This is just an image that is like concept art from before the current iteration of Welcome Home. Also, I didn't even realize it, but Barnaby's torso is falling off. I didn't even see that before. But I remember when I remember when this image was posted, and a lot of people just went bonkers because it was really cool looking. And yeah, it's really cool looking, but it's non-canonical. This is not currently in the iteration of Welcome Home that we know. The one that's ongoing currently. This is old art. So don't take this into consideration, even though I know a lot of people have. Just, that's a general PSA, just don't. Don't. Okay? Don't take that one into consideration. This one also was featured in Nick's video, briefly. The You're Outside one. Also, it shows a Wally with a gold cross. What are those called? The cuffs? Cuff button? I can't remember what those are called. They hold the cuff together. There's a specific term for it. But a lot of people have taken this one into consideration too, even though 2020. I'm mainly talking about the people that are still taking these into consideration. I mean, not the people who have since heard from Clown. I'm not talking about the people like prior to Clown saying like don't do this. You guys are fine. You didn't know. I'm talking about the people that still are. That are still like looking at this as like this is canonical. It's like no. Cufflinks. Thank you, honey. I appreciate it. But it says you're not supposed to go outside when the sky is sleeping. It's unsafe. You could hurt yourself. You could hurt others. Besides, you have your home to keep you company, big, beautiful, and only yours. So sleepy salutations, neighbor. So yeah, this one is not one you take into consideration either. Although I do like this one. And it also still keeps... I think Clown reused this pose for Wally with the one with his pupils that are like jittering on the one site. Or page, I mean. Okay, and then there's this one. This is the big one. Yeah, the one with Wally doing the Baphomet pose. So this is when, you know, he remade his blog, Clown did, and, this is from 2020. Look, it's cool. Okay, it's cool that Wally did the Baphomet pose, which is the as above, so below, which, speaking of, let me real quickly, hold on. I forgot about something. Continually forgets to not. I'm dumb. I keep forgetting. I said I would go back to the website and show off the one thing below Wally's house. Hold on. One moment, neighbor. Let me get it really quickly. Why are they built like Clone High characters? They really do kind of have that, like, geometric shape to them. A little bit. Just a smidgen. It's cute. I like the Clone High characters. But you're not wrong. Okay, so, right, you go below. Click below. And here's a webpage called So Below, which is the latter half of the phrase, as above, so below, which is famously used by the demon Baphomet. And then there's this image of Home's eye and Wally reaching out to Home. Now, I I have a lot of thoughts about that one. We'll talk about it in a second after I've addressed the other thing, the Baphomet pose. Excuse me, sorry. But yes, this is cool, but it's old. This is a really old image from when Welcome Home was first being fleshed out. And you want to know, like, a lot of people don't think this is, a lot of people think this is newer. But you want to know how I can tell, like, this is old? Not just because I saw this when this was posted, because I've been following Clown for a long time. Okay. Let me open this up on a new tab here. So, first of all, Eddie, Howdy, and Sally are not here because they weren't conceptualized yet. But you want to know one little peculiar thing that a lot of people aren't for some goddamn reason taking into account when they look into this image? Let me zoom in. If I could, that'd be great. If I could have some control. Hi, Wally. You see this little guy in the right-hand corner here, right next to Barnaby? This is a character that used to be a part of the neighborhood, but he was, taken out. He's no longer a neighbor. A lot of people have kind of put him into theories, and they're like, oh, well, maybe he takes, like he's part of the neighborhood, but, like, he was kicked out, and he's still important to the lore, and yeah, like, talking about how he could potentially fit into the lore. It's like, no. I think Clown made it firm that, like, you should not consider anything prior to January of 2021. So he doesn't fit in at all. But he used to be, like, a new neighbor. He was, like, a stand-in for the viewer, I think. This guy, the little bird dude here, if I'm recalling correctly. Wally's the type of guy to start you off with the drinks first before you order. I don't know what that means, but sure. I think that's what you do typically at a restaurant. You start off with drinks before you order something. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I think this guy was like a stand-in, and also he was like he was passionate about music. This image also, a lot of people love the hand coming out of Wally's mouth. You should not consider that one either, even though it is really cool. So it says, this is just a test. It's like a thing. Alcohol? Oh dear. There's also this one, which kind of reminds me a little bit of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. But, like, of course it does, because this is older than the Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared web series. Then there's this one with Barnaby taking his head off, and there's a creepy man or person underneath. Then there's this one, which is really, it's just cute. Here's this one with, his name is Sunny, right? The bird's name was Sunny. It's part of a little toy set they had. You know, like how they had products promoted or whatever. What was I trying to say? Oh, it's kind of like a Mega Bloks looking toy to me anyway, but I don't know when Mega Bloks were brought into the public consciousness, so this might be something else. Anyway, we're moving on. And then here's Sunny in like a full illustration. This is Sunny, and that's Frank right beside him. But yeah, he's no longer a character. He was taken out of the neighborhood. So just like people don't the theories are cute. They're really cute. I appreciate that people are trying to find a way to rope Sunny into it somehow, but it's like, no, he's not a character that you should consider for the series, because Clown said nothing before January of 2021 should be considered. And I think we should all take that into consideration. Or not even consideration. We should just say, like, follow that wholeheartedly, without question, because that is what Clown said not to do. So, yeah. There's one more thing I want to show you all before we start talking about theories and like the community and stuff, and like a few things that I've noticed around the community. This one's gonna take me a second to find because it's kind of hidden and I have to find it again. The image is old. The image attached to it is old, but it is an audio of that's not it. It's an audio of prank calls that were supposedly done by the viewer to the characters. So let me... Is that it? Sick, I found it. Okay. Audio test is 2 years old. Wait a minute. Well, actually, no, it says it's fine. So Eddie, Sally, and Howdy are not a part of this test. It is still so silly to listen to, too. I hope to get better. There's loud noises in this one. Just want to give you guys a heads up. This has a loud volume warning. So what I'm going to do to preserve your eardrums is crank it to 40. And then when they start talking, I'll turn it up a little bit more because the static stops after a certain point. So I want to bring this up solely because, like, this is posted in 2022. The audio is old. But it was posted in the time with which we can consider it. So let's take a listen, shall we? I'll turn this down on my audio thingy for you guys too. These are all prank calls, like I said. They're prank calls. So here comes the static in a second here. It's ringing currently. Oh, here it comes. Turning it down for you guys. I'm taking off my headphones. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm very, very sorry about that. That's why I turned it down. It was way louder when I first listened to it. So I'm gonna turn it up a smidge. Oops! Oh, it's still going. Wait, no, it started over. Shit. Hang on. Sorry. I clicked off like a goober. We'll just leave it at 40. I think that's a sensible sound. Oh, volume warning again, guys. Hold on. Sorry. Actually, hold on. I can fix this. I just took the whole brunt of that for you guys, so here you go. I fixed it. I'm just gonna let it play. Let me mute myself.
Hello? Hello? Is this a prank call? Nice try, little buddy, but maybe remember to say something funny next time. Bye-bye.
It's gonna run through all the characters.
Hello, this is Frank. Hello? Are you there? If you think this is funny, you'd better think again. Goodbye.
Hello? Oh, Feathers, can you hear me? Well, I can't hear you. Well, if you can hear me again, call me back. Goodbye. Oh, and be careful.
Keep a note of her saying be careful. Hang on a second. YouTube's being a butt. I can see the screen of death. Hold on. YouTube, I swear to God. Please. YouTube, I'm gonna kill you. YouTube. YouTube. Stop it. Stop lagging the stream or I will kill you. I will kill you. Thank you. I had to take it off of the screen. Oh, you can see my stuff now. It's just a dashboard. It's nothing new. Sorry. Anyway, sorry. I had to cut it off because I was like, what the hell? Stupid. Oh my god. Why? I'm literally sitting on a web page. Is it because I'm on Tumblr? Is that it? Close off one of the Tumblr pages I have. Is it because I have so many tabs open? Hold on, let me close a few. See if that does anything. I'm going to kill YouTube with my hand. I'm kidding, I'm not actually going to. That's not a real threat. I'm just frustrated that I keep getting a lag spike. Oh, boo. It might be my internet, for all I know. It's not raining outside, so I don't see why there would be any reason why it's suddenly... I don't know. We'll keep going. I'm sorry if the stream lags. There's not much I can do to fix it. God, I dropped 2,000 frames. I'm getting flashbacks to when I used to stream on my laptop. Alright, let's keep going. Let's finish this up. We don't have much left of this anyway.
It's hard to hear you think through this funny phone. Very fuzzy. A little like me. Speaking of, do you know who I am? Oh no. Well, that's not neighborly at all. We've never met before. Don't worry though. You and I haven't spoken, but I have seen you. Whenever you've looked into my eyes. What did you see when you did? Ha 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 ha. I hope you saw a friend, but I'm not sure you saw a name. Sit still. Let's start over. Ring, ring, ring. Click. Hi, I'm Wally. I'm so happy to finally meet you. I think you're the absolute most. Uh-oh. I have to go now. Everyone is probably thinking about their strange phone call. What fun to talk about. Don't worry though, neighbor. It will be a little joke between you and me. They're not ready to meet you yet. Remember, until you hear me again, keep your smile merry and always know that I love you very much. Goodbye.
Okay, so that was the audio. Once again, I'm sorry, I don't know why the frames are dropping or why everything is suddenly falling apart. I don't know why that's happening. But one thing of note, like I said, keep a note of the fact that Poppy said be careful. Or I interpreted it when I first listened to it. It was like bizarre, but of course it makes sense knowing her character is like a cautious person. I don't know, but also it could be read in two different, or understood, rather, sorry, in two different ways. You'd be like, be careful as in, like, be careful in general, just a well wish or, like, stay safe, don't get hurt. Or be careful as in, like, be cautious. Because immediately after she said that, we were greeted with Wally on the other end of the line. So, all the other ones were normal, but the one I obviously want to focus on is Wally, because he knows there's another person on the other end of the line, but they just can't talk. And he just goes on, he's like, well, do you know me? And from his answer, like his response, I think the person said no? Either they said no or they said yes, I don't really know. I said yes when I first, like, heard it. And he was like, oh, no, that's not supposed to happen. Like, there's something, he's like, what is the word I'm trying, he's like omniscient, almost. Like, he's aware of everything going on. At least what is being understood from this audio. But I don't know necessarily if this can be taken into consideration, considering it's 2 years old at the time that this was posted, which would have been from 2020. So, but this was just something I just wanted to at least bring up, even though this was posted in 2022. The audio is 2 years old. I just wanted to bring this up. And also there's the graphic of the phone. There's some words that are said, like phrases that are on here. From the Welcome Home collection. Talkie telephone. Talk to your favorite neighbors anytime. A delightful message just for you. They can't hear you though. And then speak up a million times. And then it says, I can't hear you. I think that's a shout or something like that. In the corner or something. I think it's amalgamation of speak. I don't know. And of course Wally's in the center. So it's one of those little play phones. Oh, for crying out loud. It's one of those little play phones that kids would play with. You know, okay. You know the telephone, that toy telephone that has like the really creepy smiley face on it? Hold on. Dial phone toy. It was in Toy Story, I think. Is what you might know it from. Yeah, this thing. It's a Fisher-Price toy. This little thing. Yeah, that thing. That's what that reminds me of, because it was like similar. It had a little string, you can carry it with you everywhere, and if you dialed on the dial, you could get like, you could hear it go like a regular dial phone would. I say like you know, as if people have dial phones still in their house. No, but genuinely, like, that's what that reminds me of. Okay. So, friends, I think it's time we need to talk theories. What do I put up whilst I talk about theories? I guess I could put up this little graphic from Clown as the backdrop whilst I talk, because I don't want to keep opening and closing the web browser. Hold on. Let me get the bad boy up so we can talk about theories. Ooh. I'll stick this underneath my little image so that it doesn't overlap. There we go. Okay. So, welcome home. What are we... I'm gonna... Oh my god. Stop dropping frames or I will murder you. I will murder you. Not really. Oh, but, so what can we say about Welcome Home so far as in terms of the story? There's not much we can go off of currently because we are still in the very, very beginning stages of everything. We don't have a lot to go on. There's not a lot of, like, plot other than a group of archivers have come together to want to catalog this unknown show that started from 1969 and ended in 1974 abruptly without any known reason and was fairly popular at the time that it was being broadcasted. A lot of elements of it is gone, but they were mailed these bits and pieces of it in brightly colored envelopes. And they were covered in paint, but they were able to restore them to the best of their abilities and have created a page since then to archive everything. And they are working with, currently, at the point that we're at, Welcome Home has very, very limited information, so we can only speculate. Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying. There's a lot of limited information, so a lot of what I will say in terms of my theories are just speculation and theories. They're my own personal little things. The question answerer, I want to know who that guy is. But yeah, so what can I personally say about what I think Welcome Home is gonna be about? I think there's a lot of elements of there's something that happened, whether it be with the puppets or with the behind the scenes, but I think there's definitely something happened with the puppets themselves. Somehow, at least Wally had gained sentience and he was able to create cohesive thoughts, and he's autonomous. He's able to do his own little thing, independent of the puppeteers. At least that's what it seems like to me, because he's able to operate the website. He's infiltrated in his own little way, with the little doodles on the guest book and the hidden web pages that indicate that he's hiding, seemingly from Home. Something happened with Home, and I think Home also has sentience, but not at the level with Wally. Whereas Wally's kind of like this ambiguous, like, puppet. We don't know his motivations yet. Home seems to be on the opposite. He's not very... how do I describe Home? Home seems to be... Home, I wouldn't say Home is evil, but Home definitely has a negative, like, is very, like, it's just not good. It's not good, but it's not evil levels of bad, is what I'm trying to say, I think. It definitely is there's something going on, and the two of them, like I said, are intrinsically linked in one way, and I think Wally is stuck in Home. He can't get out of Home, and he's trying to find a way out of Home, and he's, to bide his time, he's, like, appeasing Home with, like, songs that he learned from Barnaby, and just talking to Home to keep it satiated in the time being. But from the messages of, like, if you can hear me, stay quiet, it's definitely apparent, like, Home is keeping him hostage to some degree. But I could be wrong. Like I said, this is just a theory. I'm theorizing from what I'm gathering. But it definitely seems that way to me. And, like, Home is everywhere. You can see Home everywhere in every last bit of stuff involving Wally, anyway. Wherever Wally goes, Home's not that far behind. It's like a little dog, almost. Like, following everywhere. But, yeah, there's definitely something going on with those two. With the neighbors, I've seen a lot of people also speculate that another character that could have become self-aware of what's going on was Frank, just based on, like, his description alone and how there's not a lot of info about him. A lot of people have theorized that he could potentially also be a puppet that became self-aware on the level of, like, Wally, and it's like, oh, wait, I'm a puppet. What's going on? Wait a second. This is a set, you know, like, stuff like that. He became aware of his surroundings and is suddenly questioning the meaning of his own existence, and Wally is like, oh my god, another person who understands. Like, he's come to this. But that's as far as, like, I can really piece things together. I haven't really actually truly sat down to theorize on things. Blah, 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 blah. I can't talk, goodness me. I haven't really sat down to think about Welcome Home too much. Mostly I've just been thinking about, like, how I've seen this project blow up in such a positive way, especially because I've said before, like, I have known about Welcome Home for a really long time. I either got into it about 2019, 2020. I remember Clown's initial blog before he deleted it and moved to the current one he has, Party Coffin. So it's so, it's crazy to me to see something that was so small and personal blow up on such a widespread scale. And as I said before in the very beginning of stream, Welcome Home, the video that Nick made on Welcome Home has over 1 million views now. Jamie from Inside of Mine recently made a video about Welcome Home. I'm pretty sure that blew up in views as well. Let me see really quickly. Oh, well, it hasn't really blown up on the level of Nick's video, but it's still got a hefty 186,000 views, which is a lot, and especially because Jamie had taken a break from YouTube for a bit after his Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared video. But yeah, it's just, yeah. it's a lot, and I'm very, very happy for Clown and all of the contributors who so far have been working on Welcome Home. Each and every one of them deserve their flowers, 100%. They deserve all the credit for putting all of this together. Every single person that has worked on it, especially Clown and especially Fig, as I had brought up earlier. And I did put their links below in the description, like I said. I put Clown's portfolio down there, I put Clown's Tumblr and Clown's Ko-fi, and I put Figs' blog down there, as well as Figs' Ko-fi. So, go support them. If you're able to. Like, don't just give them a coffee. So, they deserve all of your love and attention, each and every one of them. Before we wrap up stream, there is one more thing I want to touch on quickly, which is the community. The art is really nice and very polished. Exactly. I love it so much. Clown's art and Fig's art both are very, very, very well done. You can tell there's a lot of love that goes into this series. Or series. This project. So there's one more thing I want to touch on before we end stream here, and that's the community. Now, there's been a lot of people who have joined this community, obviously. Just hold on. I knew a better popping noise than that. It's the best I could do, sorry. It's late. The community's exploded. And there's been a lot of art. But there's also just been, well, there's been a lot. So let's go through the Tumblr tag, shall we? Let's look through the Tumblr tag. Bloop. So here's the Tumblr tag currently for Welcome Home. Also, if you're wondering like who these, so like Mod Mad is here, who I forgot to mention. There's at least 2 confirmed voice actors who have been confirmed as people who are working with Clown and Fig and others to voice act the characters, and Mod Mad is one of those people. So that's why they're there. Also, I know who Mod Mad is as well, and it's just really interesting to see these 2 worlds combined. Because I used to follow Mod Mad a lot when I was younger. But there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of really cool fan creations that have come out as of recent of Welcome Home. And like, look at all these very fantastic artists and stuff. It's just so amazing to see what's come out creative-wise for the community. You know, like, it's so good to see. Especially because when I used to browse the Welcome Home tag when I was, like a few years ago, there was like nothing. It was mostly Clown's art with occasional fan art from other people. But yeah, it's also, I do want to touch on one little thing that bugs me personally. Mind you, this is just a personal thing. Let me see if I can find what I'm searching for. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Oh, I see it. This. Okay. I'm not gonna bog down people who are writers, obviously, because I am a writer myself. I write fan fictions, I write my own personal things. Yes, I just admitted I write fan fiction. Get over it. Everyone's written fan fiction at least once in their life, so don't. Alright, this little thing right here, thankfully this person was kind enough to, like, trigger warn for yandere, but, like, this little thing bugs me personally, because, I'm gonna be candid for a moment. I have really bad paranoia episodes, and I've had them since I was, like, 15, where I've really bad paranoia episodes where I think someone is going to break into my house, and I'm terrified of home invasions. I'm terrified of stalking, especially because of an incident that happened when I was younger, that I'm not gonna get into in stream. But if you know, you know. But there's a lot of people who write, especially yandere related fics of Wally reader, which I don't know if it's like a puppet reader or if it's a human reader. I'm not gonna judge it. That's not my place. Write what you want to write. I'm not here to judge you. All right, I'm not pushing down on younger people writing this stuff. Okay, that's mean. What I want to say though is, if you're writing stuff like this, especially, I need you to tag it, because a lot of people like me see that and kind of have like a little bit of they're uncomfortable with it in some instances, and in a lot of instances it can trigger paranoia. In my instance, if I read about stalking, and if I read about like yanderes or see anything about like yanderes, I have I do get my paranoia triggered really, really easily. I know I shouldn't talk about this, because a lot of people have said, like, don't talk about your triggers, or else it'll give fuel to people who hate you and will use it against you. It's like, I don't care. I'm talking about this in a candid way so that other people who experience this stuff know that, like, I also experience it, so that they know they're not alone. But yeah, I just want people to know, like, if you're writing stuff with topics like this, especially with Welcome Home, I advise you to trigger tag the stuff with 1, derealization or unreality, and 2, with, like, stalking. You can't just put, like, as much as it is nice to put, like, you know, yandere, like a trigger warning for yandere specifically, I think you should also be more specific and put, like, stalking, you know, or something related to that matter, just so people who have the terms blocked won't see it. That's just my one little thing. Alright? That's my one little thing I want to bring up. But otherwise, it's like, so many people are so creative. Also, wait. There is one more thing, sorry. I see you guys taking Clown's art and posting it without credit. Like, I get it, you're posting your little theories and stuff and analyzing images, but also, like, hey, somebody drew that. Maybe you should give credit to the person who originally drew that, please. Just a little, just please. Please and thank you. Like, Clown works really hard on this art, as well as Fig. There's some pieces by Fig I've seen passed around as well, and so just like, hey, if you do take Clown's art, you know, say who drew it. All right. Like, that's just my thing, because, like, seeing art, it's I don't know. You guys are young, I know, but it's also, like, you know, little art thieves. Yeah, they're little art thieves, taking Clown's art and, like, not crediting back to him. I know he didn't say anything about that, but that's just, like, from me, an artist, to the rest of you. Give credit where credit is due, please. Don't just take the image and post it, you know, just at least say, hey, this was drawn by @partycoffin, which is Clown's @ on his Tumblr. At least do that. I've seen some people who have done that, and those people are cool, but the people who just take the images and don't post it, just don't give the credit back, and just like, oh, come on, please, don't just take the art, somebody drew that. I'm like, I'm grabbing hold of you and shaking you by the shoulders. Please give credit to the artist by name, and don't say credit to the artist. Give actual credit to the artist, please. Oh my god. from one artist to another, or like from one artist to the rest of you. Please and thank you. Well, okay. I think that's all I wanted to talk about today. Thank you all for coming out tonight. I appreciate you all very, 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 very much for coming out to my Welcome Home stream. Like I said, this was the most, this is the one I've wanted to talk about the most, wagging my little fingers. This is the thing I wanted to talk about the most, because I love Clown, I love Welcome Home. It has been a part of my life for so long now, and has influenced me in a lot of what I want to do, and is even influencing me currently with my own little horror project I might be working on. But you didn't hear it from me. But thank you all so much for coming out tonight. Thank you all. Go check the links out in the description for Clown and Fig, and also, as I had said at the beginning of stream, please check out the links in the description as well for the ICWA. Those links for petitions, as well as information about the ICWA, and the thread that I linked that I saw all this information come from, that has more links than I could provide in my description, are very important, and I urge you to sign petitions and spread the word as much as you can. This was super fun. I really enjoyed being here, and I hope you don't mind me joining on more streams in the future. You were all great, and I hope you get recognized in the future. Thank you so much. It was very nice to have you here, my friend, just a Floydian. I'm very happy, and to have you come back in the future. You're always welcome here. This is a little safe space for everybody. Every single person is welcome here. But thank you. Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. You all go take care of yourselves now. Go get something to eat if you haven't eaten yet. Get something to drink if you haven't drank anything yet. Mostly water. Go drink water, you little gremlins. I would say so, because I also need to drink water. Go do your homework if you haven't yet, or study for that test if you haven't yet. It's better to be late than not doing it at all. That didn't make any sense, but you know what I mean. Go pet your pets. They deserve a little pat on the head. Go take a shower if you haven't yet. Go brush your hair, brush your teeth. Do what you need to do to take care of yourself. Just know that I love you and I care about you, and there are people in your life that love and care about you as well. This was a little fun trip through the neighborhood, and I had a lovely time. And like I said, please go look at the links in the description. They're very, very important. I don't want the issue of the ICWA getting rescinded to go unnoticed. But I will see you guys next week, hopefully. I don't know what we're gonna look at next week, but I'll figure out something. If you want to suggest stuff to me, you can always leave them in the comment section below on the VOD. But I will see you guys next time. And remember, don't dig straight down. Exactly. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. Goodbye, everybody. I'll see you all soon. Bye. Bye-bye. Goodbye, everyone.